Yo, welcome back to the channel. Now today we are running with our PRC Plano Run Club, but before we get to that, I just want y'all to go down to that little red button, hit the subscribe button, because I absolutely love doing these videos, but I need you guys to know when I post, right? So if you hit that red subscribe button, hit the bell icon, then you'll know every time I post. We post every other day. But with that being said, I just want to show you guys some tips on run form, right? So I'm a big advocate of running for mental health, not only what it does to your body, but it's just like therapy, and there's so many benefits for running. And the best thing about running is anybody can do it. All you need is a pair of shoes, and you can literally do it anywhere that you're at. You don't need no fancy gym membership, you don't need fancy equipment, nothing like that. All you need is a good pair of shoes and you're good to go. So with that being said, here's a couple tips I have for you guys for us running. So when you first start out running, you just usually go, and that's great, but you kind of want to work on these few things. So for starters, you want to make sure you keep your chest up. And why you don't want to be tense, because when you get tense like this, you're not letting all the oxygen get to your body and get the proper blood flow. So you want to make sure your chest is wide, and you're breathing. So when you're breathing, you want to go in through your nose, out through your mouth, and you want to make sure you get full breaths. So you go. So make sure you get full breaths. If you go short breaths like this, it's almost like when you're trying to swim, and the more that you fight, you start to sink. And that's the same thing that happens when you're running. The more that you try to fight it, the less oxygen you get, and you get tired faster. So you want to make sure you get those full breaths. Make sure your chest is nice and wide, and then make sure you keep your head up. So you want to keep your chin over, kind of over your toes. There's a line right here. Look where you're going. And that's another key tip. Next, we're gonna go with your legs. So we're gonna go with your hips. So you want to make sure you keep your hips forward and not in, because once you sink your hips, that's when you start to get those lower back pains and stuff like that. So make sure you keep your hips thrust forward, so you can get that nice cycle. So what I mean about cycle, it's almost like riding a bike, right? So each step, you want to get a nice cycle and pull. You want to get a nice cycle and pull yourself forward. So once you go, see how I'm on my forward foot, and then boom, I pull myself, just like that. So this is what it looks like. Just pull. Once you're cycling through, stretch yourself forward, and that way you're not just landing straight down on your feet. But, so a lot of people, when they run, they land on their heels. That causes a lot of calf pain and stuff like that. So make sure you're landing on the forefoot, so like the front part, like your toes and the front of your foot, pretty much. So boom, now that we got that, so we got cycling through, got our hips thrust forward, chest wide open, chin up, and we're seeing where we're going. And that's pretty much all you need to know. There's some other mechanics you can get to, but just for the basics, I would say you're good to go with those few steps. Last tip that I would leave you with is your hands, right? So when you're running, you naturally want to squeeze your hands and tense up. So when you squeeze your hands, you naturally do this, right? So act like you're holding a bag of chips, or something, or eggs, or something like that, and it's fragile. You want to keep your hands nice and open. You can even run like this, because that just helps you not get so tense, and it helps you relax. So with those few steps, I hope that helped you guys. Like I said, don't try to be perfect runner, especially if you're brand new to it. Just get out the door and go, and then work on the stuff as you progress. With that being said, we're finna get to this run. Have a great Saturday, and we out.